Honorable Prime Minister Turnbull, Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, good day. It's not easy to succeed such speakers. It's a little bit easier now that my president is not here anymore, so that at least I couldn't get any criticism from him after my speech. But for the next 2 days we have important subjects to discuss, and we have gotten quite a task from Prime Minister Turnbull and from my president, what we have to do the next 2 days. And perhaps I'd like to summarize or to put it to one point what is up to us, what is in front of us. My 2 children live at the west coast of the United States. Now, in their life, they will experience that the center of world power and the center of world economy is not the United States, but it will be Asia. And as we all know, the big white elephant, which is always, when we have such meetings in the room, is China. And I think the strategy of China can be summarized by 2 numbers, 2030 and 2049. In 2030, the strategy of China is to be the leader in all major technologies. And 2049, when the 100-year anniversary of the today's China occurs, China wants to be the largest economy and the world's largest power. In that year, economists estimate that the GDP of China will be 50,000 billion US dollars. The US at that time, so according to economists, will have 41,000 billion US dollar, and the 3rd largest economy will be India. Already today, among the 10 largest global companies, there are only 2 US, but already 3 Chinese companies. So it's no question what is going to happen. China's economy, which is on the rise, is not without risk. And I'm not only talking about economic risk. The most recent National Congress of the Communist Party in China demonstrated how much the political climate in the country has changed. Under Xi Jinping, the already tight grip of the Communist Party on all aspects of political, economic, and social life has increased further. As China, and this is, I think, has to be taken very seriously, as China now is seen as a model by many developing countries, this will give the international system, as we are used to, a new shape. Of course, a more active China that bears the international responsibilities as a major power is surely welcome and needed in this multipolar world. However, some characteristics of China's own internal political and economical system are calling established liberal international institutions and values into questions. Take, for instance, the principle of free trade and the market economy as example. In China, the state does not confine itself to a neutral rule setter, but plays a strong role and active role in the market. Despite of China's leaders' repeated plea for free and open market, it is hard not to see the nationalistic and mercantilistic undertone in many of its economic policies. I strongly believe that it is in the interest of every country to keep up what we are used as this basic principle of market economy and open markets. We need large economies such as the US, China, and the European Union, as well as developing economies, to commit themselves to this rule-based open global trading system. We need to join hands, as it has been said also by my pre-speaker, Mr. McKenzie, as businessmen and as politicians and governments, and demand a level playing field for all of our countries and companies. We need fair competition when we finance projects abroad. We want market access for our companies abroad as open as we guarantee it at our homes. We must stay firm to the protectionistic turn that we observe globally and demand open markets wherever we can, and we have to do this jointly between governments and companies. This, ladies and gentlemen, brings me to Australia, where I am excited to be part of this Asia-Pacific Regional Conference. We from the German industry, we perceive Australia as an extremely valuable partner for us. As has been said by Prime Minister and our President, we share common values and principles. We stand together in supporting globalization, and we both demand open markets and have open markets as an argument for it. As an important signal, I very much welcome that Australia and the European Union are about to start a negotiation for a free trade agreement. My own company, Voith, recognized the potential of this partnership more than 40 years ago when we in 1972 founded Voith Australia and now operate from 4 locations across Australia. Over the engagement in and with Australia, I discovered many things that we can learn from each other. I'm impressed by this strategic approach your Prime Minister took with the so-called Geopolitical Development, and I'm thinking of this white paper, Australia in the Asian Century, where China, Asia, and Australia are integrated. In Germany, I believe we react to global political trends far too passively. In order to prevent Germany from losing its political and economical influence, we need to change this and develop strategies on China and the whole of Asia, just as you do it here. Only then can we ensure that we do not lose our reputation and influence, despite the fact that we are a comparatively small country. I'm therefore looking forward to the next 2 days of interesting discussion. I'm looking forward to learn more about your strategic approach and to analyzing where Germany, Australia, and other partners in Asia and elsewhere in the world can work together and more closely in order to step up our shared values. And let me, Mr. Corman, take this opportunity to thank you once more for your, let me say, stubbornness or persuasion that we have this conference here. It's well known and even made one of the German newspapers that I was very hesitant to have this conference here because I was afraid that not too many German businessmen would travel this far distance. You proved me wrong. You were right. My congratulations to you for this success. And last not least, ladies and gentlemen, let me take this opportunity to invite you all for the next year's Asia-Pacific Conference of German businesses in Jakarta. We have the host, Mr. Lembong, here among us. It will take place basically 1 year from now, 1 day earlier, from the 1st to the 3rd of November. And this conference then will be another opportunity to continue our discussion, which we will have in the next 2 days. Ladies and gentlemen, I wish all of us a very successful conference. Thank you very much.